start this episode of the Mystical Magical Master League with some transfer news, because Tiepo, who has been on the transfer list for ages, he's out of contract, so he's able to negotiate a move away from the club. I'm a bit annoyed because he's been on the transfer list for a while and there's been no takers, so we get no cash for him whatsoever. That annoys me. Pizzella, who is the youth player that we signed, is going to go out on loan, so we can get some cash for him. And he can get match experience. And then we move into match day number 29. Pause and peruse the results at your leisure. We had a 1-0 victory at Elland Road against Bournemouth in a match with shenanigans. Shenanigans, I'd say. Anyway, the ball ends up with De La Vega. Raskin. De La Vega. Low ball into the box, and Yuri Alberto turns it home through the legs of a defender. It takes a deflection through his legs and goes over the line. Yeah, it was a very awkward match in terms of PES doing its shenanigans with stat boosting and blatantly fouling my players and getting away with it. It was a horrible match, but we managed to get a goal. And you can see there the defender came across, but the ball ricocheted off one of his legs through both of them into the net. And Bournemouth, despite PES's attention to their players and stat boosting and stuff, Bournemouth lose the match 1-0, and we take 3 points. Here's all the match stats and the player ratings. Yuri Alberto takes man of the match for his strike. Match day number 30, so again we'll have a look at the league table after this one. Saw us with a fine 4-1 victory against our rivals from t'other side of Ill. Pause and peruse the rest of the results at your leisure, and we'll get into the goal action. Manchester United come forward but can't find a way past Kasunu. Davitashvili takes the ball and lays it across to Almendra into the Manchester United half with De La Vega to Oosterwolde, to Almendra, to Alshish, to Esposito, little back flick to Davitashvili, and it's 1-0 Leeds United. Lovely move. All started because Kasunu is the rock in which we build our team from the back, and they couldn't find a way past him, and then the team played really well. Lovely move, finished off by Davitashvili with a lovely finish as well. Very pleasing goal this one was. Ball round the corner from Esposito and a lovely outside of the foot finish. And then Andy Yar takes a goal kick. 22 minutes on the clock, Leeds 1-0 up. Davitashvili takes the ball, feeds Esposito. What is the defender doing? I've got no idea, but the ball is in the back of the net, son. Wakey wakey. Esposito with a good finish. In tight circumstances there. As the ball comes across, what does the Manchester United defender do? He watches the ball and does nothing about it. He ends up with Esposito, who turns around with a nice finish, it has to be said. Just taking the ball, it seems to be impeded a little bit there as well somehow. Body reacts, but he puts it in the net. And then we defend this situation, get the ball away. Davitashvili to Alshish into the second half now. That's not a very good pass from De La Vega, but Oosterwolde does really well on the far side. Comes away with the ball. Gets the ball into the box. De La Vega with a header off the bar. But Davitashvili is there to snaffle up the rebound. and head it into the net for a 3-0 lead at Old Trafford. And the Old Trafford faithful will not be chuffed. De La Vega picked out with a cross after fine work from Esposito to retrieve the situation for Leeds United. And De La Vega's header cannons back off the bar into the path of the oncoming Davitashvili, who has a simple task of nodding it into the net from close range. Manchester United sweep the ball across now, 67 minutes, 68 on the clock. And it's that man, Marcus Rashford, who gets around the griller, squares the ball. And Bruno Fernandes puts the ball in the net, picks it up and jogs back to the centre circle. They've still got a job to do, but at least they're on the score sheet. Rashford and the Griller collide. Rashford comes out the winner, squares the ball for Fernandes, who puts it past our keeper Andy R and into the net. Manchester United on the score sheet then. Ashish picks this one up to Almendra, 78 minutes on the clock. Almendra finds Esposito. Esposito's been forced wide though, but he squares the ball and Almendra finishes off the move, and it is 4-1 just before the 80th minute. Right foot from Almendra into the net. Ball played into space for Esposito to latch onto. Had nowhere to go really. Turned around, squared the ball, and the oncoming Almendra finished off the move, dispatching it into the net with a fine strike. "4-1 at Old Trafford. The faithful will not be happy. They pipped us to the title last season, but we are running away with it, and a fine 4-1 win here." As you can see, Manchester United did shade the possession, and they had chances. They did. It was quite the game. So we played very, very well. And you can see the table there. We are steaming away with the title bid. Well ahead of Manchester City, Liverpool and Manchester United. With Crystal Palace, Forest and still rooted at the bottom, Burnley. Eduardo Quaresma has a new skill. And then we go to match day number 31. And we won our match 4-2 against Leicester City at Elland Road. Pause and peruse the rest of the results at your leisure. And we'll get to the goal action. This was quite a game as well. What about this for a strike? What about it? I was like, oh my word. Captain Ndidi. Right foot into the top corner. This is postage stamp. It's absolute postage stamp. What a strike that is. And look how far he is out. You know, it's quite a distance away from the D here. Look, as it gets knocked to him from the free kick. He takes one touch and pulls the trigger. What a strike that is. I did a couple of replays of it. Absolute postage stamp. Unseen's got no chance. Look at that. Right in the top corner. From Captain Ndidi, and we are a goal down early doors to a blistering strike. Fine goal. Unfortunately, it's against my team. Raskin plays it off to Wrench. Wrench over the halfway line. Bordegrey on this near side sweeps the ball diagonally forward to Esposito, who lays it to De La Vega. The defender's lost out, and it's 1-1. Lost out to De La Vega as Esposito flicked the ball through. He made the run. Esposito found him. Della Vega and the Leicester defender came together slightly, and the Leicester defenders made a right mess of that one. What was he doing? Let's have a look at it. He gets the ball, he turns around, but Della Vega's come from the other side and takes the ball and puts it in the net. Raskin now. 34 minutes on the clock. Raskin sweeps the ball forward. And that, I can tell you now, I've missed the footage from it. But yeah, well, I couldn't fit it in, to be honest. I've got nearly 15 minutes here, I couldn't fit it in. I slowed it down and had a look at it. The Leicester defender was in all kinds of positions with his feet off the floor. But it came to naught anyway, as Esposito puts the ball in the net. Because the Leicester defender is in the air, both his legs, he's kind of horizontal, and both his legs are up, and his foot's near Esposito's head. He doesn't even kick the ball and it goes away, but we get the ball, come down the pitch again, and Esposito scores. I had it all slow-moed down and zoomed in, but I had to cut it because I couldn't fit it in. That's what happened, but we score anyway. It's 2-1. And then we play the ball to our defender here, and I'm not chuffed because the AI has made Unsane come and kick it, and I had everything under control there. But we get the ball anyway, and we make a situation where Esposito can score again, so it didn't disadvantage us. But it's just that, a defensive situation like that, I don't want to kick it out. I don't want my goalkeeper to kick it out because you don't know if Leicester are going to pick up on it. In this situation they didn't, and Esposito scores. Raskin with the ball forward to Esposito, takes it, turns around, back of the net she goes, to extend our lead to 3-1. 60 minutes now as Gigovic wins the ball and plays it forward. The Leicester defender gets there and there's a mistake, and Esposito's got the ball and he chips the keeper. Lovely chip with the left foot across on the angle into the net for 4-1. Another defensive howler from Leicester. Defender gets there and Esposito easily takes the ball off him. What was he doing? What was he doing? The manager's got to be asking questions of his defenders because they've not done well enough. That's not good enough. Esposito does really well though. Lovely chip of the keeper on the angle. Lovely stuff. Great finish. Another goal for him. Leicester under pressure, but they play the ball across at the back and forward to the halfway line, and they set Ndidi through and he crosses the ball. It's flicked on and it's back in the net. That's a lovely move, lovely goal that one. Ndidi in space, released in space to run onto that, get the ball in the box. It gets flicked on nicely and finished off despite the pressure from the Leeds United defenders. Quaresma it was that got across. It made never no mind because he dispatched the ball past Unsane, and Leicester get a second goal. Match stats, and you can see we had the lion's share of chances. Leicester had a few chances, scored 2 of them. Bit of news. I'll see you for the next one. Take care.